I just recently went away and there's something that I really want to speak about. I want to go deep into it. So hello guys, welcome back to a video of me on YouTube. So I went to Brisbane to go get my hair done over the weekend. I was there like Friday, I was there Saturday, and then I came home on Sunday. And whenever I go to the city, I have this, I guess, realization of, oh, this is what life is like to live in the city. Like, this is what life is like to live outside of my hometown and stuff. And I remember the first few times I went to the city last year, I was like, this is amazing. Like, God, I'm trying to move here. This is where I want to be. And over the last 3 visits that I've had this year, I've just sat back, and when I come back, I'm like, oh, okay. It's nice, but this last trip that I just got back from getting my hair done made me have to really look within, and it made me realize like a lot about myself. And I just noticed while I was over there, I didn't make time for God. Like, I wasn't very intentional. And that's not to say that I didn't pray, and that's not to say that I didn't feel God's presence or his tugging to draw near to him, because I definitely did. But I just got so caught up in what I was doing. And I don't go out, I don't party, I don't drink. I've never really been into the drinking and the alcohol consumption side of things. Like, I used to be a really big party girl, and I used to love going out all the time. From the ages of 15 to 17, that was just my life. Like, I loved being a part of everything, and I just loved being outside. When I go to the city, that is not my temptation. Like, that is not what draws me in. My temptation though is to scroll on my phone and like make content, which aren't necessarily bad things, but when you start to put that on top of God and you start to put that before your relationship with God, that's where I have to draw the line, especially for me, because I know that it is a form of idolization, and I'm just idolizing those things. So I just noticed that every time I go away, it happens. But I think this trip was like the biggest scale of it. I really got caught up in what I was doing, and I just felt so sluggish. And I think God allowed me to just do whatever I wanted to do, because of course God is so patient and loving, and he's not going to force you to do anything. But when I came back, I just was like, damn, I really don't feel good. Those things actually don't fill me up. As much as I love to travel, as much as I love to try the new restaurants, as much as I love to, have fun. And what I did in the city is pretty much what I do here anyways, like in the small town that I live in. It's the exact same thing. But there's just something about it, and I feel like my spiritual warfare is always just so heightened when I'm in the city. Comparison is a thief of joy, and I really felt like I was comparing myself while I was over there. I was just going through so many emotions that I couldn't even process, because it was just, okay, what's the next cafe? Okay, what's the next shop? Like, okay, what's the next thing to do? And I realized that living in a small town is really not that bad. Like, man, I actually love where I live. Honestly, when I introduce myself to people and they're like, where do you live? Sometimes I say like in the middle of nowhere, which is not true. It's not true, because we're not really in the middle of nowhere. We're actually like a town that a lot of people bypass to get through to the city. Like, if you're coming from Sydney and you're trying to get to Gold Coast, like, you have to go through our town. You have to pass through, and we have shops, like we have things to do here. I think I've just lived here my whole life, so I feel like I've done everything and I've seen everything. So I can feel a little bit like, oh, there's nothing to do here, which is crazy, because when I do go to the city, it's not that I do anything super remarkable. Like, I don't go out my way to do anything too crazy. And I remember growing up, I was like, oh, this actually kind of sucks, eh? Like, all my friends are leaving. When I graduated high school, it felt like some of my closest friends just left and everybody went to uni. Some people just moved just for the sake of moving. And not only did I not have the means to move, but I also felt like I do not want to move and use uni just as the reason to why I'm moving, if that makes sense. Because there was a part of me that wanted to go to uni, not because I wanted to go to uni, just because I wanted to move. So I was like, let me try and get into a uni. It's like not at home. And before I tried is when I met God, and I remember God specifically telling me, like, this is where you need to be. This is your assignment. You do not need to move. And I remember hearing that so clearly, and that is the only reason that kept me from not leaving after high school. And I ended up staying with my family, which I'm still with now. And now I have a huge appreciation for my family and just being close to them and being with them. And it's not to say that I'm not open to uni. Like, I'm open to uni. I'm open to living somewhere else. But at the end of the day, I know that the person that I've become now, I've only become this person because I live where I live. because I don't have so many distractions. And I love the city, and I'll be back in the city. I'll be back in Gold Coast. I'll be back in Brisbane. I'll be back in Sydney. I love it. So many opportunities there. I love the opportunities that come from there. So many shops, so many things to see, and it really does open up my mind, especially the business side of me. Like I get exposed to so many things that it really allows me to come back home with the mindset of like, wow, there is still so much for me to achieve, and there's still so many rooms that so possible for me to walk into, even if they're not at home, like even if they're not in my hometown. And I love that the city inspires me to reach my potential in that way. But I think my heart and the person that I am, maybe I wouldn't be the person that I am if I had moved when I wanted to move, or if I had moved to that certain area. And I know that there's like suburbs and, you know, rural places out in like Brisbane and out Sydney Way and things like that. But I don't really see those areas when I go. I usually am like right in the city, because I go, you know, for trips or for holidays or to go and get my hair done. So of course I'm in the city. Like home is home, eh? Like home is home. I have met God, and I have gone through so much on my bedroom floor, like in my hometown. I have gone through what I felt like was the worst things of my life in my bedroom, on my bedroom floor, that I just think if I was to live in the city and I had the distractions that are there, would I have sought God out? Like, would I have went to seek God when I was at my lowest? Would I have wanted a relationship with God? Would I even care about the things of God if I had all of those distractions? Because in the city, it's just one thing after another. It's never ending shopping. It's never ending experience. It's never ending people to meet. Although that's amazing, I think God has really done me a favor to keep me where I'm at in terms of my small town and just allowing me to travel. I'm so thankful and so grateful that I've even been able to travel to learn this about myself, and to see how God has been so gracious in this area to not allow me to move too fast. I think you don't know how much God has saved you from things and how much he spared you until you get a taste of what you wanted. And I'm glad that I've been able to get a taste of what I wanted at this travel scale. And that's not to say that when I'm at home I don't go through this. I guess when I'm at home there are definitely seasons where I don't prioritize God as much, and I have no excuse for that other than the fact that I'm a human being and I have my flaws. We are going to mess up. It's really hard for me to have grace on myself sometimes. I think also because I was so open on sharing my journey with God in the beginning, and you know, throughout it, and I'm still on it. I'll never leave Jesus Christ. I'll never leave my faith. I don't care what I go through. I don't care how hard things get. The only thing that keeps me solid, the only thing that keeps me alive is God. Without him, I'm just a mess. Without him, I'm a suicidal wreck. Without him, I'm just depressed. Without him, I deal with anxiety so crippling that I literally can't even get out of bed. Without him, I don't have any confidence. Without him, I walk with my shoulders down. Without him, I want to stay in my room and lock myself and sit in darkness all day. Without Jesus, I don't know who I am without God. I really don't. I really, really don't. And I can't believe that in certain seasons, I just wanted to rush God. I was so adamant about moving and leaving. And every time I leave, I come back with, God, I just thank you that I'm still here in the town that you've placed me in for this season. And I don't know how long I'm going to be here for in this town. But what I do know is God knows exactly where I need to be, when I need to be there. And I have so much peace knowing that now. And I'm glad that I'm at the level of maturity where I'm not trying to like constantly fight it. I'm not trying to fight the season and trying to get out. I'm actually just enjoying where I'm at, and I'm finally enjoying where I live, and I appreciate it. And it just makes me so happy. Like, it makes me so happy, man. Like, this is what I see. Like, greenery. Guys, the view here is so beautiful. I love that it's green. I love that I don't have to sit in traffic forever just to get from one place to another. There are places that I go to get my fruit, and I know the people who own it. I love the community. I love being able to know each homeless person. I love that when I speak to someone who's in a less fortunate position than me, and maybe they live on the streets, every time I walk past, they'll remember me by my name and we can have a conversation. The fellowship that I have with people who are less fortunate than me, it fills my cup in a way that in the city, I just can't do that. In the city, I feel like I have not made that a priority. Excuse me, guys, I need to gather myself. I'm really big on helping the poor and helping people that are less fortunate than us. And when I'm at home, I make the time and I'm more intentional. I just have a different sensitivity when I'm here at home than I do in the city to those that are less fortunate. I'm very big on helping the poor and being there for those who are less fortunate than us, whether it's through a conversation, through a meal, through finances, whatever it is. And one thing I've noticed about myself is when I get to the city, sometimes I tend to not be as present. You know, I may help someone who's on the street, but I feel as though I'm a little bit more rushed because I'm just with the pace of the city. But when I'm at home, yes, I still have quite a lot of things to do. I think I listen to the voice of God more, and it's a lot more clear when I'm at home and I'm at a much slower pace. So I'm able to sit down and speak to the poor and minister to those who God calls me to. And my heart feels more sensitive. It just feels more sensitive when I'm at home. And it's something that I need to work on, that I want to get better at, because I don't want to be a Christian under conditions. You know, I don't want to be slow and walk like Jesus when I'm at home, but then when I'm in the city, I still believe in Christ, but I walk with the world at that pace of not being able to sit down and be with someone and speak to them through their pain. So I'm not gonna let guilt overcome me in this area, but I'm very disappointed at the Vicky that was in the city a few days ago, because I think there was a lot of people there that I really should have stopped to have a longer conversation with. Some people I didn't even talk to. People that I'm speaking about are the people that are on the street, the people that are homeless, the people that don't even know when their next meal is going to come, the people that the world deems less than, the world doesn't care for. As a Christian, I cannot be like that. As a Christian, I cannot walk with the world, regardless of where I'm at, city or not. So I'm going to do better when I go away. And I'm disappointed at the decisions I made a few days ago when it comes to not stopping and speaking to those that are less fortunate, because I was so caught up in the city life and just how the pace is over there. But it's something that I have to forgive myself for, and I know God has forgiven me. With all that being said, guys, I don't know where you're at, I don't know where you're living, what you're doing, but just know that wherever you are at, this is what God has intended for you before the foundation of the earth, and this is exactly where he wants you to be, regardless of what you think, regardless of what you see other people doing. And take it from me, someone who's in the social media space, and I get statements like, oh, I thought you lived in Sydney, oh, I thought you lived in the city. It's like, no, I don't. I am a small town girl at heart, and my heart will always be in a small town. It's what I love. I love the slowness. I love the people. I love the familiar faces. I love supporting local. I love knowing each homeless person on the side of the road, knowing that, you know, I will see them again. I love ministering to those who just need a friend. I love that stuff. It's who I am to my core, and I love it. And I think that it's a great way to be. I know that God has created me with the heart that I have for a good purpose. In some times of my life when I was younger, it really got me hurt, but I thank God that he's given me discernment now in how to move with the type of love and the type of heart that I have, and, you know, not to give it out too soon and not to give it out to every single person that I meet, and to just walk with discernment. I believe that everybody deserves kindness from you, but I don't believe that everybody deserves your heart in full. I think that's where I used to get mixed up. Do you know what I mean? I'm still a very kind person to all that I meet, but you don't deserve my heart. Not everybody that you meet deserves your heart. So take it from me, guys, regardless of where you're at, where you're living, what job you're working, the relationship you're in, the marriage you're in, the children that you have, the circumstance that you're in, even if it's hard, even if it's rough, even if it seems unfair, even if it seems as though everybody else is moving ahead of you, everybody else is doing what you should be doing, everybody else is receiving the opportunities that maybe you felt like you should have received ages ago, or whatever it is, wherever you're at in life, I want you to know that this is exactly where God wants you to be in this season. And if it is a tough season, if it is a season that's trying and painful and heartbreaking, know that God knows exactly what he's doing, and you're not going through a season just to pass time. It is where God wants you to be, and his plan that he has for you is so much better than what you could put together. And trust me, I've tried to put it together multiple times in many different areas of my life. So I love you. God is with you. Be thankful for where you're at. and be excited for where he's taking you. You may not know, but I'm telling you, it is better than what you could ever plan. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms, and I'll be sure to be on here soon.